You drink coffee every day, and deep down, there's always that doubt. Could coffee be harming me? Could coffee be what's raising my blood sugar? Maybe you've already tried cutting out coffee. You felt low on energy, in a bad mood, without that simple morning pleasure that felt like the only good thing before starting the day. And even then, your sugar didn't improve as much as you expected. Or maybe you already cut sugar out of your coffee. You drink black coffee every day thinking you're doing the right thing. And even so, your morning sugar is still high and you don't understand why. You feel misled. You feel frustrated. You think, I'm making an effort and it's not working. I understand that frustration because it's real, it's very common, and it has an explanation. And today, I'm going to give you that explanation in a clear, simple, and honest way. Coffee, used the right way, can be a powerful ally for people with diabetes. Used the wrong way, it can sabotage all your effort, even if coffee itself isn't to blame for anything. I'm Dr. Sarah Walker, and today I'm going to show you the right way to drink coffee if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic safely without miracle promises, but with a real strategy and real chances to make a difference in your routine starting tomorrow. Before we continue, I have a quick request. Subscribe to the channel. Here I talk about health in simple language, especially for people age 55 and up. Subscribe now because this video can completely change the way you see breakfast and blood sugar control. Now let's get straight to the point. The first thing I need to tell you is this. Does coffee raise glucose? The honest answer is, it depends. For some people, caffeine can slightly increase insulin resistance temporarily. For others, it makes no measurable difference at all. What science shows most consistently is this. Plain coffee without sugar has practically zero carbohydrates. It shouldn't raise your glucose directly the way bread, juice, or cookies do. So, why do so many people drink coffee and see sugar go up? Because in real life, coffee rarely comes alone. It comes with white bread, cookies, cake, a big tapioca crepe, sweetened condensed milk, chocolate drink mix, boxed juice, or freshly squeezed fruit juice. And sometimes it's still sweetened with 1, 2, 3 spoonfuls of sugar, then sugar goes up, and coffee gets the blame even though it was innocent. The person cuts coffee, keeps eating everything else the wrong way, and sugar stays high, and then confusion comes, frustration comes, the feeling that there's no solution, that your body doesn't cooperate, that nothing works. But there is a way, and I'm going to show it to you very clearly right now. Let me tell you the story of Maria, 67 years old, who came into my office frustrated. She said to me, "Doctor, I cut sugar from my coffee 3 months ago. I drink black coffee every day now, but my morning sugar is still high. I still get hungry very early. Before 10 in the morning, I already want to eat again, and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong." Then I asked her, "What do you eat with breakfast?" And she described it with great pride because she thought she was doing everything right, being disciplined on the right path. Maria's breakfast looked like this: black coffee, great, 2 white rolls with butter and cream cheese, 1 very ripe banana, and a big glass of freshly squeezed orange juice because it's natural and healthy. She had cut sugar from the coffee, but her whole breakfast was a combination of fast carbs without enough protein, without enough fiber to hold that sugar steady. Maria's body got that glucose package first thing in the morning, sugar spiked, then dropped, hunger came, snacking came, and the day turned into a roller coaster. The coffee was right. The problem was around it, and that's what happens with most people. They fix one thing and keep getting the others wrong without realizing it, because no one ever explained the full picture to them. Now I'm going to show you the right way, and I'll start with the rule that changes everything for many people. Rule number 1, drink coffee after eating something, never on a completely empty stomach. When you drink coffee on a completely empty stomach, caffeine enters your body with no barrier. In some people, this triggers cortisol, the stress hormone, and cortisol can signal the liver to release glucose into the blood as if the body needed urgent energy. Result? Sugar rises before you've even eaten anything. Then you check and don't understand where that high number came from since you still hadn't eaten. The solution is simple and doesn't require major effort. Drink a glass of water first. Then if you're having coffee, have it with some protein. an egg, a piece of cheese, plain unsweetened yogurt. This creates a base for your body before caffeine enters, and this simple change already makes a visible difference in many people's glucose pattern in just a few days. Rule number 2, to sweeten or not to sweeten? I'll give you the objective answer. Ideally, reduce or eliminate sugar in coffee. If you use a lot of sugar now, you can reduce gradually without suffering. 1 teaspoon, then half a teaspoon, then a quarter. Your taste adapts over time, and there comes a point when sweet coffee starts to taste cloying. It doesn't have to be all at once, and it doesn't have to be painful. What about sweeteners? For many people, sweetener in small amounts is not a direct glucose problem. But some people notice that when they use sweetener, they feel hungrier and crave sweets more during the day. This happens because the brain gets the sweet taste signal, expects the calories that usually come with it, doesn't receive those calories, and keeps asking for more. So watch your pattern. If you use sweetener and notice you snack more afterward, that you crave sweets more mid-morning, try reducing sweetener too. A very good alternative, which I recommend a lot, is coffee with cinnamon, which I'll teach you in detail in a moment. Rule number 3, the amount of coffee matters. For most people, 1 to 2 cups a day does not represent a glucose problem. What does cause problems is excessive coffee 4 or 5 times a day with a sensitive stomach or replacing real meals. When you drink too much coffee and eat too little, your body stays in alert mode all the time. Cortisol stays chronically elevated. Glucose becomes unstable. You sleep poorly, wake up tired, get irritated easily, and the cycle keeps repeating. So, if you're one of those people who drinks coffee all day, starts when waking, and ends after dinner, try reducing to 2 cups concentrated in the morning and observe the difference. Your sleep may improve, your anxiety may decrease, and glucose may stay more stable throughout the day. Rule number 4, and this is the most important of all, what you eat with coffee is more important than coffee itself. This is the core of everything I'm teaching you today. Coffee works best when it is part of a smart breakfast. And a smart breakfast for diabetics has 3 essential elements: protein, fiber, and volume. Protein because it slows sugar absorption into the blood and keeps you full much longer, preventing mid-morning snacking. Fiber because it also delays glucose entering the blood and feeds your gut microbiota, which plays an important role in metabolic control. And volume because a plate with plenty of real food keeps you from getting hungry quickly and making poor choices an hour later. Let me give you 3 simple real-life combinations, no fuss, no hard-to-find ingredients, that you can make at home right now. Combination number 1, unsweetened coffee, scrambled eggs with tomato and onion, and a whole fruit for dessert. Protein, fiber, and volume. Glucose tends to be much more stable than with bread and juice. Combination number 2, unsweetened coffee, plain unsweetened yogurt with a pinch of cinnamon, and a small portion of rolled oats, not instant oats, actual rolled oats, which have more fiber and a lower glycemic index. Combination number 3, unsweetened coffee, 2 boiled eggs, leafy greens with a drizzle of olive oil. Does it look like lunch? It does. And that's exactly why it works so well. Because the body loves real food early in the day, and when you give it that, it responds with stability. Now I want to talk about coffee variations many people ask me about. The first is coffee with cinnamon. Is it worth it? Yes, and I'll explain why based on what science has been showing. Cinnamon has received growing attention in diabetes research because it may help improve insulin sensitivity in some people. It's not medicine, it does not replace any medication, but as a habit within a healthy and consistent routine, it can contribute in a real and measurable way for some people over weeks. The simplest way to use it is to sprinkle a small pinch of cinnamon powder directly into coffee. No sugar, no honey. The flavor becomes pleasant and different, and you still add a small potential benefit. But attention! Too much cinnamon every day can overload the liver in some people, especially cassia cinnamon, which is the most common in supermarkets. A small pinch in coffee is reasonable for most people. If you want to use larger amounts, prefer Ceylon cinnamon, which is gentler on liver health. And never add honey with cinnamon thinking it will compensate or boost the effect. Honey is sugar. Fasting or not, sugar enters the blood quickly and cancels out the work cinnamon could do. The second variation is coffee with lemon. This habit has appeared a lot on social media and YouTube lately, and many people ask me about it. The idea of combining lemon acidity with coffee still does not have strong scientific evidence of direct and specific glucose benefit. What can help in day to day practice is the ritual itself. You start the day with a drink without sugar, without relevant calories, with a different flavor, and that gives you the feeling that you're doing something special for your health. That feeling of care can help you avoid juice, sweetened coffee, or another bad morning habit. If you like the taste, you can test it. But don't expect lemon in coffee to perform miracles on its own. What truly makes a difference is your complete morning pattern, the whole set, not one isolated ingredient. The third variation is coffee with milk. Milk has carbohydrate in the form of lactose. It's not much in a small amount. But if you drink a big glass of sweetened coffee with milk every day, you are taking in an amount that can impact glucose, especially in the morning when the body is more sensitive to carbs. The safer version for diabetics is to use a small amount of whole milk or lactose-free milk in coffee without adding sugar. If you like milk in coffee, the tip is to use less milk than you use today. A small amount for creaminess is usually not a problem for most people. Unsweetened coconut milk in a small amount also works very well, has fewer carbs than regular milk, and gives coffee a different, very pleasant flavor. Now I'm going to tell you the 3 mistakes that make coffee sabotage your glucose even when you think you're doing everything right. Write these 3 down because they are much more common than you imagine and may be exactly what is blocking your improvement. Mistake number 1, coffee on a completely empty stomach, right when you wake up and are still at the natural morning cortisol peak. Cortisol is already high early in the morning. It's part of the body's normal rhythm to give you energy to start the day. Caffeine in fasting can amplify this effect in some people, making the liver release more glucose than necessary. The solution is simple: water first, then a small protein, and only then coffee. It doesn't need to be a full meal before. It can be a boiled egg, a piece of cheese, any small protein item. That already creates a different base for caffeine to act in your system. Mistake number 2, coffee with sugar, honey, or too much sweetener together with pure carbs and no protein at all. This is the trap breakfast. It looks light, quick, practical, and even healthy on the surface. But inside, it's a sugar package that quickly enters the bloodstream, causes a glucose spike, causes a drop afterward, and leaves you hungry, irritable, and craving sweets long before lunch. The solution is not to starve. It's to switch the sides gradually. Start by removing juice, then reduce bread, then add protein, one step at a time, with consistency. Mistake number 3, replacing meals with coffee. Many people say they're not hungry in the morning and decide to drink only coffee and run out. Then at 10 or 10:30, they're starving. Grab a cookie, cheese bread, or chips, and glucose becomes an uncontrolled roller coaster. Your body needs quality fuel early in the day, even if you don't feel hungry right now. Even without hunger, starting with something small and protein-based already changes the pattern of the whole day. A boiled egg, a slice of cheese, anything small. The goal is not to arrive starving mid-morning and make impulse choices that hurt your control. Now I want to give you a practical 7-day plan so you can test all this safely. It's not to become obsessed, it's to understand your pattern and see how your body responds to these gradual changes. On day 1, start with just one change. Drink coffee without sugar today. If you use a lot of sugar, use less than usual. Just that for now. No need to change anything else yet. On day 2, add one change. Drink coffee after eating a small protein, not on a completely empty stomach. A little egg beforehand, a piece of cheese, whatever is available at home. On day 3, try coffee with cinnamon. A small pinch in coffee. Observe the taste. Observe how you feel through the morning. Observe whether sweet cravings decrease a little. On day 4, build the full breakfast. Coffee plus protein plus fiber. No juice, no white bread as the main base of the meal. On day 5, pause and observe. Did you feel less hungry before lunch this week? Did you snack less? Did you feel more willing and with more energy in the morning? These are concrete signs your breakfast is working better for you. On day 6, reduce to 1 or 2 cups of coffee if you usually drink more than that. Observe the difference in your anxiety during the day, in your sleep at night, in your afternoon energy. On day 7, observe the full pattern of the week. If you measure glucose, compare with the previous week. Don't look at one isolated day's number. Look at the trend over the 7 days. Was morning glucose more stable? Did you wake up less hungry? Did you snack less during the day? These are the right questions to ask yourself. Before finishing, I need to tell you something very important that protects you. If you use diabetes medication, especially insulin or medicines that can lower sugar significantly, do not adjust your dose by yourself just because you're changing breakfast. What I'm teaching here improves the ground, improves your routine, and when routine improves, numbers may improve too. But any medication adjustment must be done with your doctor, with monitoring and safety. And if you feel tremor, cold sweat, intense weakness, or mental confusion, that may be a sign of low sugar, and low sugar is not to be ignored. The goal here is always stable control with safety, never forcing the body beyond what it needs. Now let me summarize everything you need to remember from this video. Plain coffee is not the diabetic villain. The villain is coffee with sugar together with fast carbs on a completely empty stomach and with no strategy. When you use coffee the right way, without sugar or with very little, after eating some protein, inside a real breakfast with fiber and volume, it can be part of a routine that stabilizes your glucose and gives you real energy to face the day with much more quality. Coffee with cinnamon can help in a real way. Coffee with a small amount of milk can fit in without issues for most people. Coffee with lemon can be a positive ritual if you enjoy the flavor. What cannot happen is coffee becoming an excuse for a breakfast full of sugar and flour, because then the problem was never coffee. The problem was what came with it. And now you know the difference. And knowing the difference is already the first step to truly change. Subscribe to the channel because in the next video, I'll show you which breakfast seems completely healthy but spikes glucose in many people without them noticing, and how to build 3 simple and practical versions that control hunger and stabilize sugar throughout the day. You won't want to miss that video because it will complete everything you learned today and give you an even more complete plan. And comment below, do you drink sweetened coffee or sugar-free coffee? And if you've already tried coffee with cinnamon, how was your experience? I read every comment and personally replied to many of them. I'm Dr. Sarah Walker. And remember, diabetes is not controlled with fear. It is controlled with strategy. When you stop chasing miracles and start building routine with consistency and patience, your body responds, and it responds well.